The world's most weird borders. Hello everyone, and welcome to the List Watchers channel. Did you know that 75% of countries allow their citizens to hold their passports to more than one country? Which begs the question, what do you need to have a passport for two countries? Do you need to be born in one country but have a family from another? Or could you possibly be one of the very few who happen to live right in the middle of two countries? The likelihood of you living on the border of two countries is rare, considering that most foreign borders are usually away from civilization. Still, there are some pretty strange borders in the world. If you don't buy it, just take a look at our list of the world's strangest borders. Number 10. Hotel Arbès, France, Switzerland. Our list kicks off with Hotel Arbès, which is located in a tiny village called Le Cure. Around the time of land dispute and border agreements between France and Switzerland, a very enterprising businessman decided to take advantage of it. He did it in what can only be described as the best way ever. The businessman decided to build right on the border. The structure was initially meant to be a grocery store, but a hotel works much better. Now you can plan an unusual getaway with your friends and outrightly claim to have visited two countries at the same time. A feat not many can boast of. Number 9. Derby Lane, Vermont. Did you know that the Haskell Free Library and Opera House are located at the border between the USA and Canada? The best part of this is that unlike other accidental buildings located on borders, this one was utterly intentional. Word has it that a Canadian and American wanted to go into business together and figured this was the best way to do it. Either way, we love it. But hold on a second. As one cannot simply come in from Canada and choose to scurry off to America. Some strict laws and doorways ensure you only return the way you came. The funniest part of this would have to be the halls, where lessons occasionally take place to have the border lines run right through them. Canadians on one side and Americans on the other. Number 8. The infamous American border wall. For as long as we can remember, the United States has always been interested in keeping the border wall between the USA and Mexico up. To a certain extent, the wall works, but as it turns out, thanks to numerous zoning laws, the US can't just have the wall wherever they want to. The result? The United States decides to go for it anyway, and now the border wall stands. What makes this a strange border is that some parts of the wall essentially cut through a college campus, leaving some American citizens in Mexico. At least they can tell their friends they go to school in two countries. Number 7. Fenian del Velez de la Gomera, Morocco, Spain. This border is most likely the smallest in the world. Care to know why? Well, that is because Fenian del Velez del Gomera is a rock. It is a rock that is owned by Spain, located off the coast of Morocco. The rock was initially an island but got turned into a peninsula by a storm. The best part of this border is that despite being guarded by Spanish soldiers, the actual border itself is signaled by a string. This leaves us wondering, what happens if the string one day wears off? Number 6. Spain and France. Pheasant Island. This island has to be one of the most unusual borders we have ever encountered. Every 6 months, a ceremony is had on this island that transfers its ownership. Basically, Spain owns the island for 6 months in a year, while the remaining months belong to France. This has been going on since 1659. Luckily, no one is allowed to visit or live on the island. Otherwise, it would be hard explaining how you are a citizen in one country for half a year and another for the rest of the year. Number 5. Lake Constance. Austria, Switzerland, and Germany have always been clear on where their borders lie. Still, in the case of Lake Constance, it seems they have all agreed to disagree. All three nations share the lake, but have never reached an agreement of who owns what and where. As it stands, Lake Constance can be considered no man's land. Number 4. Mount Everest, China, Nepal. Did you know that the world's tallest mountain acts as a border between China and Nepal? But what makes it strange is that the border lies at the highest peak of the mountain. Very few people can boast of climbing this mountain, so we are sure only a small amount can boast of getting to the borderline. Number 3. Oman and the United Arab Emirates. We aren't sure if we want to label this as a strange border yet, but we are sure it is confusing. Oman owns an exclave, basically a piece of land separate from its primary landmass, in a part of the UAE. But that isn't the strange part. The weird part is that the UAE also owns a landmass in the middle of Oman's exclave. Basically, what we have is the UAE with property in an Oman exclave, which is located in the UAE itself. You can imagine being in Oman, but having to still travel to primary Oman. Number 2. The Netherlands and Belgium. Have you ever wondered how silly land disputes can get? Well, look no further than Barle-Nassau and Barle-Hertog. The borders between the Netherlands and Belgium are so detailed that they run smack down the middle of the stores, streets, and businesses. But the strangest part of all is that this border even goes through houses. So you have several people who have breakfast in Belgium and sleep in the Netherlands, all from the comfort of their home. Number 1. Russia and America, Diomede Islands. Staying true to all things weird, the Diomede Islands tops our list for a good reason. The border runs between the big Diomede Island, which is a part of Russia, and the little Diomede Island, which belongs to America. But what makes this border amazing is that it falls on the international date line. Both islands, although only about 2.5 kilometers apart, are in 2 different time zones. There is an amazing 21-hour time difference between islands within sight of each other. Border lines are usually just boring lines with cars piled for miles trying to skate through. But this list above shows us that some countries beat the stereotype. They also prove that some borders can be interesting, or at least weird. Do you think we missed something that should be on the list? Let us know in the comments section below. While you are at it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get notified when next we drop an awesome video. That's it for now. Until next time. Goodbye.